Hey guys, Backyard Scientist here. This is a plasma cutter. It's basically the closest thing we have right now to a real working lightsaber. The torch uses electricity to produce a 20,000 degree plasma flame. Now this will melt the metal and it uses compressed air to blow the molten metal out of the cut. Let me demonstrate on this garage door spring. I might need a little bit of practice using this thing, but you know what they say, if you don't know what you're doing, you might as well look cool doing it. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, the material you're cutting needs to be electrically conductive and it needs to be able to be melted and blown away by the air. So that means you can't cut wood, you can't cut glass or plastic, and unfortunately you can't cut watermelons either, but we can try. Alright, so let's see how much damage we've done. Well, doesn't look like we've done much damage at all. You can see right here is where we cut it, and the damage doesn't really go deep at all. In fact, it barely even broke the skin of the watermelon, but something tells me that this would do a lot more damage to a person. So, to see what would happen if you accidentally plasma cut yourself, let's try it out on a slab of meat. I don't know, it doesn't look that appetizing. Would you eat this? Yikes, it went all the way through. Yeah, oof. And it kind of smells like burnt hair, so, you know, I think I should probably start wearing gloves when I'm using this thing. The first two tests were a little bit easy, so let's try cracking open this safe. I filled it with some valuables, and let's try plasma cutting it open without damaging what's inside, and I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, so let's take a look at the damage here. The money number one looks terrible. That's a $1 bill. This is the second dollar bill, and then the third dollar bill. You can see that they're all pretty much useless at this point. Especially if somebody used a plasma cutter to break into an ATM or something. I don't think you could get away with spending these. Now that didn't quite satisfy my urge to break into a safe, because this is about one of the cheapest safes you can get. It's not going to keep out a determined robber. So let's find one of the craziest safes I can find and see if I can break into that. I knew I needed a bigger challenge for a safe, so I went down to the backwoods and I found this beast of a safe. It's like 3 foot by 4 foot, weighs over 700 pounds, and it has a really cool story about it. I know you won't believe me if I tell you, so take it from her.
This antique safe has been in the jeweler's family for years and years. He retired and moved out of state, and now we're wondering what's inside.
Split it 50-50?
Absolutely.
All right. Yep, I think this is big enough. All right, here is our old safe. This thing weighs about 1,000 pounds. It was super hard to get here in the first place. It's about 100 years old. It was made by Hall's Safe Company. It is a beast. Its walls are about 4 times thicker than that little safe that we cut through earlier. And then on top of that, it has 6 inches of concrete. And then you have to cut through another internal steel wall to even get to the inside of this thing. It looks like people have been trying to break into it over the years. There's hammer marks all over the dial. There's somebody tried to pry it open here. They knocked off one of the hinges. There's hammer marks on the side. They knocked off the handle. Like, good luck. Nobody's gotten into this thing, but they didn't have a plasma cutter. Turn the safe around because my plan is to go in through the back. I'm gonna plasma cut this back steel panel off and then bust through the concrete so we can get to the inside of the safe and see what's in there. I don't think there's gonna be anything cool, but I wanna see if it can be done anyway. We're one step closer. That total time was probably only about 10 minutes, and try to imagine doing that in 10 minutes with an angle grinder. There's no way that's gonna happen, so let's bust this open with the sledgehammer now. This is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Haha, look, you can see the inside right there. I finally reached the inside core of the safe after busting through about, I don't know, 8 inches of concrete. It probably took about an hour and a half of like total work time minus the breaks because that was really hard, but I'm gonna try using the angle grinder to cut a small window into so I know if it's safe to plasma cut. It smells like burning hair. Oh wait, that's me. Anyway, we've reached the inside of the safe. Oh man, oh guys. Check it out. It's nothing, the safe is totally empty. Oh man. You know what I just noticed on the inside of the safe is you can actually see the locking mechanism back there in the safe, and I don't know if you guys can tell from the camera, but there's actually only one of those rotating combination discs. Usually there's like 3 or something, which means that somebody must have taken off 2 of them, which means that there's only one number that I have to put in here to open the safe, and that shouldn't be too hard. Oh, whoo! Check it out. And got it. This is the inside of this safe, and yeah, there's nothing in here, so I kind of did all that for nothing. And it just started raining. Here's the metal plate that I cut out. The inside wasn't as thick as the outside, and inside of here there's pretty much just like dust. But I don't know, this guy was a jeweler, so there might be some kind of gold dust in here. Maybe I'll send it to Cody's lab and he could extract it or something. Like an old paper? Anything on the paper? Nope, it's some old sandpaper. Hold on. There's a penny in here. Check it out. It's a penny from 1979, so that means it's still a copper penny, but I promised the lady half of whatever we find inside, so I think you know what I gotta do with this now. Now that I've gotten into the safe, I kind of have no idea what to actually do with it because it's so big. It's 3 feet by 3 feet. It's too big to fit in the house. I was thinking maybe turn it into an aquarium. I could turn it into a media console by like taking the middle section out to make it not as deep, and I could put my TV on top of it and stuff. I was thinking maybe bury it in the yard for the next people that move into the house to find. It could be like another secret safe. I don't know, if you guys have any cool ideas, let me know down below in the comments section, and I'll be looking out for you. See you next time. Bye.